he took my dress off. Oh, God, what happened next? What happened? He took his thing out. Oh, God, darling, and then what happened? Nothing, that was it. Oh, well, make something up. Don't tell anyone that, I want it to be a surprise. So I told that joke, carried on, getting a bit drunker, telling jokes. Eventually we sat down for the meal about 9:45. They put 2 tables together, and the host sat at either end, and they put me in the middle, opposite this very sweet but very deaf sort of 80-year-old man, so conversation was a bit stilted. And after about 20 minutes, Ian, one of the hosts, pipes up and says, "Oh, Ricky, tell that joke." I went, "What?" All the old people went, "Oh, we love jokes, do you?" I looked at Ian and Ian went, "Be fine." I went, "Okay." And he got on with his conversation. And so they're all like that. I went, father sitting at home reading the paper. Little girl comes running, told the whole joke, got to the bit, "Well, make something up." They went, silence. I looked at Ian, he went, "Not that one." Thank you so much, you've been fantastic. Good night. Thank you so much. I fucking love Chicago. Isn't it brilliant? Isn't it amazing? I've had just the best time. Thank you so much. I'll tell you, I'd risk coming again through volcanic ash clouds. Anything to go. It's fantastic. Terrorist attack. I've actually always been a nervous flyer, to be honest. And I flew a few weeks after 9/11. And after 9/11, the world went a little bit crazy, finger pointing, and I'd always consider myself quite a rational, liberal sort of guy, and I tried to remain that way after 9/11, and even in in the pub with mates, I'd be the ones going, "No, you can't say that. No, that's a generalisation. That's ridiculous. No, that's unfair. You can't tar everyone with the same brush. No, it's still the safest form." Do you mind if I check him? Can I just? And after 9/11, with all the checks, I still tried to remain sort of rational and philosophical. I was thinking, right, it's harder now than it ever was to get a bomb on the plane. This is, the restrictions are tight, it's safer now. And then I found out that a terrorist doesn't even have to get on the plane now with a bomb. They found heat-seeking missiles, and they could just park up in some sort of lay-by and take the plane out within the first 10 minutes of takeoff. So now I'd be on the plane going, right, we're out of range, who's got the bomb, right? And as I say, I flew a couple of weeks after 9/11, internal flight, and we were up in the air. I'd done the thing right, we're out of range, right, okay, right. And I was still a bit nervous, and I said to the air hostess, I said, "Have you got any magazines?" Think of this, she said, surely a new rule book went round. Don't mention 9/11 when you're handing out the coffee, just, do you know what I mean, right? 2, don't say severe cutbacks. Severe cutbacks. If someone says that, I don't think of magazines anymore. I think of a bloke in an aircraft hangar earlier that week going, "Do we really need all these rivets?" It's just... What terrible bedside manner. I mean, flights I take cost £10,000, okay? And for £10,000 in a disaster, I expect the front end of my plane that I'm in to gently break off and float down to a desert island. It doesn't. I'll die with the rest of you fucking losers. That's not fair, is it? I know you tried to save me, but you couldn't. We'd just be on the news. I'd probably be the only one. Okay. 9:25, a Saturday night, JFK to London Heathrow. BA, first class. Okay. Now, this is my point. It's fear that threatens rational thought, I think. Okay? I'm there. Now, the whole week leading up to that flight, I don't know if you remember it, or it's happened more than once, I don't know, it was a couple of years ago, on every news channel in America, there was a rolling ticker tape that said, "America on red alert. We've had intel, there's going to be another 9/11 in a major city, probably New York or LA, okay, this weekend. Do not fly unless you absolutely had to, right? I had to. I'm the only one in the first class lounge, okay? And I still tried to remain rational. I was thinking, no, it's safer now. Everyone's looking for a terrorist today. They'll leave it till Monday, right? And then it happened. The thing that threatened my rational thought. I had a bit of a mini breakdown. Into the first class lounge, about 30 minutes before boarding, came this guy. I don't know whether he was North African, case, okay? And here's your middle class sort of liberal. I went, I was suddenly engaging staff in sort of banal conversation. It's a bit cloudy, but there he is, right? Didn't happen. So I'm left there, right? And I'm looking over at him, and I'm thinking of all the running up to it, and the week, all the news and everything. But now there's a fight between good and evil, between rational and irrational, okay? This one goes, ooh, that's a suicide bomber. Oh, don't be stupid. Of course it isn't. What? Beard. Don't be stupid, right? Then he makes a phone call, and I couldn't understand what he was saying, but he sounded a bit angry, okay? This one goes, oh, we made a phone call, right? This one, no, you just made a phone call. Yeah, but not in foreign. Right? So shut up, right? He's been checked, like the rest of us, he's been checked. Did they check the beard? Yeah, they checked the beard. Yeah, they checked the beard, right? And then I'm looking at him, must have been absent-minded with all this going on in my head, and he catches me looking, and he does this. He goes, oh, he knows, right? This one goes, no, he knows why you're looking at him. He's had that sort of prejudice for months now. Stop looking at him. The beard. Yeah, right? But this one starts winning. The fear starts beating all the rational thought in the world. And he was going, today, yeah, but still, it won't happen. Don't say it won't happen to us. People of 9/11 said it wouldn't happen to them. Yeah, but all the tests, yeah, well, they find new ways of getting through our detection, then we have to up again. Yeah, you're right. And suddenly I thought, oh my God, this is it. This is it. And that wave of nausea, and you suddenly realise, oh my God, I'm witnessing this. This one goes, fuck that. Let's report him and be a wrong, embarrassed, live racist, just in case, right? And I go, no, so I don't. And so now I think he is a suicide bomber, and I think I'm going to get on the plane and die, but I'm not going to do anything about it. And I'm nearly in tears. And all this happens in a few moments. And I look over, and he's joined by his wife, who's got all the gear, and his two little girls, okay? And I suddenly go, oh, of course he's not a fucking suicide bomber. If you're off to see 72 virgins, you don't take the wife and kids along. Right? So, the plane, and of course he wasn't a terrorist, and I was sort of a bit embarrassed, and I saw the funny side of it, and I was relieved and everything, and he was a businessman and a family man. He was playing with his two little girls who kept running up and down and banging into my chair. He wasn't doing anything about that at all, okay? Nothing about that at all, okay? And he was sort of chasing them, and they were squealing, really hoping, going through. After half an hour, I was hoping someone would blow the fucking plane up, to be honest. No, again, my philosophy was, I'm the only person on this plane, and I definitely haven't got a bomb, so we're all right, you know. And I was taking a helicopter one day, and I was waiting on the helipad, okay? Rewind 2 days before that. I'm at home, having my cereal, my Cheerios, and there's a carton of milk there, because it was a missing child, which is always sadder. Well, no, it's sad when anyone goes missing, but presumably because of her age, this was an abduction, and, you know. And it was also the language, it was a plea from the mother. And it was the wording. She just said the name of the little girl, which I won't say, I remember it, and the day and place where she was last seen. And she just said, 5 years old, blonde development, waiting for this helicopter. And I'm looking down onto sort of some disused sort of warehouse space. And looking one, right? And someone had put up a brown blanket with this duct tape, okay, as like a curtain. And it had fallen away. And I can see in, this is a true story, it's an empty room, apart from a mattress, and on the mattress is a little girl with her hands tied. And my fucking heart, 5 years old, blonde hair, blue eyes, always happy, crying her eyes out. Couldn't have been her, I left it. Thanks very much, you've been amazing. Good night, Chicago. Cheers. Thank you. Cheers. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Cheers. Thank you. Cheers, everyone.